Today is the 7th day of July, and I want to make a small video on this image in front of me. It is a picture of Tony Blair standing beside a stained glass window. But in actual fact, it is a picture of a stained glass window with Tony Blair standing beside it. That is, the stained glass window is the focus of the image, not Tony Blair. I use this as my Facebook cover photo for a very specific reason. So we must ask ourselves, what is so important about this window that Tony Blair is unveiling it and I use it as my Facebook image? Well, the Fabian window, we will just go up here to the top. It says here, hammering out a new world. The Fabian window at LSE, which is the London School of Economics, which was set up by a group of people called the Fabians. Now, this Fabian window dates back to 1911. It was made by a group of people called the Fabian Society. The artist was a lady called Caroline Townsend. There's an image of Caroline Townsend. So we will ask ourselves, what is this all about? That is it again. Now, the Fabian window, designed supposedly by George Bernard Shaw. That is the man depicted here on the right hand side. Here it says, the window explicitly reflects the goal of the Fabian Society to portray an outward role contrary to its real character, that is, to use deception in pursuing its ultimate goal. Specifically, a wolf in sheep's clothing is the image which appears in the shield, above the world being wrought in the Fabian mould. Now, anybody can go on and study that at their heart's content. And the next question is, who or what was Fabian? Well, Fabian refers to a Roman general and dictator back about 270 BC. In the Second Punic War, which was when Hannibal invaded the Italian peninsula or the Roman peninsula, he was much, much stronger than the Roman forces and easily defeated them in open battle. But Fabian, one of their leaders, adopted a tactic whereby he would not engage him in full battle, but instead a series of skirmishes, which gradually wore him down, that is Hannibal, and weakened him, till eventually he was weak enough for the Romans to completely defeat him. And that tactic, which is a gradual attack on your enemy, is known then as Fabianism, or the Fabian tactic, after this guy here, Maximus Fabius. Now, if we look closely at the image, it will explain exactly what is happening in the world today, in my opinion. Across the top is their slogan. It says, remolded nearer to the heart's desire. That means they're not very happy with the world as it did exist in those days. So they wish to change it completely to something that they much prefer, which is closer to the heart's desire. You will see on the anvil there is a globe, and of course when you look at it closely, you will see that it is the earth, and it is held on the anvil by George Bernard Shaw. And this other man here, all these images represent this fellow's name is Webb. All these images represent real people. And he is swinging the sledgehammer and is about to bring it down, crashing upon the earth and shattering it completely. Because after all, you cannot remold something to a different shape until first you actually demolish and destroy the present order, such as it is. And that is what's happening today. The world is about to be struck by a massive sledgehammer and totally shattered. The pieces then will be picked up and remolded closer to the heart's desire. Now, above the globe, you will have their shield, or their logo, or their emblem. It says FS, which obviously means Fabian Society. And it depicts a wolf in sheep's clothing. That is to show that their modus operandi is deception. They will put a picture of something nice and beautiful and soft and gentle, but underneath there is a vicious animal just waiting to spring forth. Now the shield here, it says, pray devoutly, hammer stoutly. That means go along with what you're doing, but when you are bringing down that crushing blow, you will bring it down with great violence and not hold back. Now down below you will have some people. They're kneeling in prayer. They are studying their Fabian books. And if you look over to the left, the man 2 spaces back, they actually go to the bother of giving the title of that book. And it is The New World, which is a reference to bringing in their ultimate aim, which is the New World Order. Now, if you look at this picture, you will also see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 1, 13. In secret societies and in satanic images, and a great part to do with the occult, you will always frequently see Christianity or good being reflected by Satanism and bad. So this could also mean that there is the Savior and his 12 disciples, but these are not good saviors. These are the occult or Luciferian saviors. When you're dealing with the occult and these people, there's a very important phrase that they will use, which is as above, so below, which means everything in the good is reflected in the bad. And there is actually a talent or a skill in reading and deciphering the messages they send, because they will send their messages in what's known as hidden in plain sight, which means to the person who's aware and knows what they're looking for, they will immediately see the true meaning, whereas the majority of people who are unaware of this at all, they will not see the full meaning at all. So that is just a little brief explanation of the Fabian window. It is a very, very strong symbolic image. The Fabian Society, of course, are just one of a great many interlinking societies in a pyramid, but all have the ultimate goal, and that is to introduce what's known as a feudal technocracy, where there'll be a very, very reduced population, a tiny minority being served by a greater multitude. That is now possible for the first time in history, because technology has advanced to the stage where everybody can be chipped, controlled, observed, and their destinies will be decided for them. Okay, that is about 8 minutes. So thank you very much for watching. If you made it to the end, It's an important issue, but of course, there is a lot of study to get a full understanding of what is involved.